All right, storm of the century's here, or first storm of the year. I'm here in Connecticut and we're getting some big snowfall. This always makes me think about when you get snow. Back in the day, you would hit up the video store, right? Got to get that movie and video game to hold up in your house while it's snowing. Have something cool to watch and maybe a cool video game to play. Here we go. We're warming up the car so we could get home safe. Let's go. All right, we're getting in. We're gonna let the car warm up a little bit here before we get on our way. But I'm thinking about what game should we take a look at. Look at that box art and see if it would be a great rental for this snowstorm adventure. All right, roll that intro.
Gaming sure has changed over the years. Back in the day when you rented a video game, it wasn't so simple. You couldn't just go online and look at some gameplay at your own leisure. You had to pick up a box, look at some text and some pictures, and see if you were convinced.
All right, so we made it safely home into the studio. I don't know if I explained, I was at work. I work at Costco, so we had to go in because we're essential workers. Got to get your bread, your milk, croissants, all the fun stuff. So we're back home now with the snowstorm headed our way, ready to buckle down, watch some movies, and more importantly, play some video games. Oh yeah, it's starting to come down now for sure. So that makes me again think going to the rental store before a big storm. Maybe you got there late and there wasn't a bunch of stuff on the shelf for you to take home. So you're not taking home Mega Man, Super Mario Brothers 3, or Ninja Turtles, or one of those stellar titles. What's left on the shelf? Again, looking at all the NES games I have on my shelf here, one that kind of stands out with the box art is a game from Data East, and that's called Bad Dudes. Now, you know the hit classic from the arcade, Bad Dudes. This kind of resembles that here with the box art. You kind of get that same vibe that you saw on the side of the arcade cabinet, playing that at a cool arcade. And it does say top arcade hit right on the box right here. But we all know the intro to it, right? Maybe that's ingrained in our head when we see this box art right there. You guys bad enough to accept the challenge? So of course the font is jumping right out at you with the bad. It almost reminds me of Michael Jackson's song Bad. I feel like that's the same font that they use, so you're drawing a relation to that. And with dudes in that bold black with the yellow outline just really pops on the box art right here. I love that. And then it just shows these two guys in some tank tops, you know, jacked up, ready to fight some ninjas. You got a few ninjas here on the side in green, one with a ninja sword, and then you see a ninja holding like a shuriken or something with a helicopter in the background with some more guys jumping out of there. You get this New York City vibe because you could see the Empire State Building back there, and again there's another person in the foreground here with some chains ready to throw it down. Obviously they kidnapped the president, right? And you got to go try to get the president back. So I think sitting on the shelf at the rental store, this certainly would catch some kid's eye and be like, that looks awesome, I gotta check it out. Let's see if it delivers on the back of the box with the description. Bad Dudes shot to the top of the arcade charts upon its release and has remained in the top position ever since. Bold statement right there. Bad Dudes. The forces of good have never been so bad. Kidnap. The headlines scream. The nation is paralyzed in shock. Is it possible? The president kidnapped? Without a moment's hesitation, you know who's responsible. The Dragon Ninja. As Blade or Striker, aka the Bad Dudes, you take the streets to rescue the president. But the Dragon Ninja is ready for you. He sends wave after wave of relentless ninjas, vicious dogs, and enemies to stop you. Armed with knives, shurikens, and nunchucks, You must fight tooth and nail in alleys, on waterways, even on moving semi-trucks. In the end, if you're bad enough, you take on the Dragon Ninja himself. You must defeat him and snatch the president from the helicopter that's about to whisk him away to who knows where. It'll take every skill you ever mastered and a few new ones to be bad. Data East brings you arcade realism at home. Data East has been the leading manufacturer of arcade video games for over 10 years, including hits like Burger Time, Karate Champ, Kung Fu Master, Commando, Bad Dudes, and Heavy Barrel. Alright, that was the description that they gave you, and they also give you 4 screenshots of the action right here. Looks like you're on top of a fence, kicking one of the ninjas with the cityscape in the background. Then you're on top of a semi-truck, fighting as well. And then maybe some of the later levels, always a sewer level. There's always gotta be you in the sewer fighting someone. And then the last one almost looks like a mix between, it could be a Contra level or something from Ghosts and Goblins, but it looks like you're in the mountain range. So they give you a good variety of different screenshots of what the action could be if you rented this. And that sums up everything on the back of the box here. Bad Dudes sitting on the shelf at the rental store. Again, I played this in the arcade a bunch and had a good time. Will the port to the NES hold up? That's the gamble you're kind of taking, relying on what we have to go on right here. Not looking at reviews, you know, we're in that mindset of you can't just Google a review and see the gameplay in action. You're looking at what they provided for you on the packaging. But I think Data East did a pretty good job with that, with drawing your attention to the box art, having it stand out amongst other titles on the NES, and it being an arcade port. They're really driving home that, you know, you can play arcade at the house, and you're going to be in the house for quite a few days with the snow pile up, so this could certainly be a good one to grab. Well, I guess the only downside of being trapped in the house with the snow, you got no one to play games with. You got to play solo games, so you can't be playing this one co-op. Alright, that's gonna wrap up this episode, guys. Please let me know if you have any suggestions of games you want me to check out on the show. We got a bunch of episodes if you want to get caught up on this series, and if you want to see me playing some awesome games live, we go live every Wednesday, 8 o'clock, playing some retro video games. So now we just got to ask yourself, checking out Bad Dudes with the cover in the back of the description, were you convinced?